Hello and welcome to Lakeshore Academy. As you can see in the description of this video, I am going to be talking with you guys on have you had an heart to heart with your children. And what I mean by that is have you actually ever sat down and asked your child exactly what they want to learn, what they're interested in learning, like truly listened. And I'm saying this because I had a realization or a revelation or whatever you want to call it with my children planning this upcoming school year because I saw where we kind of was losing, we was getting the work done, we was doing all the things we needed to do, but it seems as if my original idea of what we had in mind for our homeschool had dramatically changed. And we was just going through the motion, so to speak. The kids was learning, but I didn't really felt like they was enjoying everything that they was learning. So, hey, at the Check Academy. So I was talking with another homeschool mom. Um, and she was like, Tina, you really need to talk about this on the video. So I was like, okay, well, I hope I remember everything that we're talking about. So I'm going to try my very best to re-elaborate what we were talking about or the conversation that we had. One thing that was so profound for me is that I am really learning to let go. And when I mean let go, I mean it in every sense of the word. And for those of you who don't know quite what I mean by letting go is sometimes I think because we have so many different choices with homeschool, you can be a freestyle learner, relaxed homeschooler, a traditional, a Charlotte Mason, structured, non-structured, unschooling. We have so many different choices out there. Now that's just a style of homeschooling. Then when you get into the curriculum, to use curriculum, not to use curriculum, make the child a curriculum. We are so overwhelmed with so many different choices. And as parents, we really, really want the very, very best for our children. And being that we're homeschooling, we really want to set the bar up high because we know all the chit chatter that goes on from friends and relatives and other people who thinks we're totally crazy for homeschooling our children. So we feel like we have to reach this standard of perfection that no one can obtain. So with that being said, I decided to totally let go of what I thought our homeschool should look like. Now, let me say that again. I had to let go of what I thought our homeschool should look like or what it should be. And really got focused on the reason why I homeschool. If the kids don't enjoy the curriculum, no matter how cool you think it is, the learning will be a battle and devoid the joy. You are so right, Energetic Academy. I was reading Energetic Academy's comment. That is so true. And so what happened was I became the student and not my children. And let me try to explain that. You might say, well, how in the world she became the student? Because when I bought curriculum, I was saying that I was buying it for my kids, and this was the best way they learn. But in actuality, the curriculum appealed to me and not them. Have you ever thought about that? When you buy curriculum, we always say, or if you build your curriculum or whatever you do, we always say, I'm doing this because my child A, B, C, and D. My child learns this way. Well, have your child ever told you they learn that way? Have you ever asked your child, do they learn that way? Have you ever sat down and asked them, Do they feel this will work for them? When you're watching out, like with me, you're watching all them YouTube videos or going into those homeschool stores or regular stores, have you brought your child in there with you and let them help you look through the curriculum? Or when you're online looking for free stuff, do you ever sit them down and say, does this appeal to you? Instead of you saying, oh, looking by yourself, not without your children, looking by yourself, looking at the curriculum saying, oh, this is perfect for Isaiah. That's my child name. Oh, this is perfect for Tajay. And you never ask them. Oh, Tracy said, yes, I do. Tracy, you're not by yourself. I feel comfortable with saying that I personally feel that all of us have done that or are still doing that right now. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I was doing it. And I must be had blinders on or something. But I really actually felt like I was doing them some good. I never asked them. Like I asked them like little small tidbits and stuff like that. But like actually giving them the choice, I gave them options, if you understand. Giving someone a choice, that means if they choose this, despite what your personal perspective is on it, that you're going to let them use that curriculum, even though you feel like maybe that's not the one that you would have picked. But being that they picked it, you say, okay, that's good. I'm just going to let it go. That's their choice. What I did, I gave options. I looked at a whole plethora of different things, and then I gave them this choice, this choice, this choice, this choice, and said, pick from among these curriculums or among these freebies. Pick from among them. That's what I did. Well, guess what? You get what you put into it. Oh, I started late in the year with options. Tracy. Well, I'm telling you guys this because you know me, I try to be as transparent as I can, and sometimes that makes me a little vulnerable because I really, really want to help you guys avoid some of the mistakes I have made or learn from it or just really analyze what we're doing. If you're realizing or you're seeing that your homeschool is not going the way that you personally intended to do, because remember, when we homeschool, we're homeschooling for our children. We have different reasons, but the core reason for homeschooling is because we want better for our children. No matter what type of homeschool you are, it's for the love of your children. And so that's one thing that we can agree on regardless of what teaching style or curriculum that you pick. So what I did, I took a lot of different freebies and a lot of different curriculum. I sat down and one day I just sat down and I taught to my children one at a time, not in a group, one-on-one. I think that's the key, because when it's one-on-one, the child don't have to feel like they have to prove something or I don't want to say be fake, but they can be totally transparent with you and then reassure them that what they pick or what they choose or they're in a safe, they can feel safe to say how they feel. Because a lot of times our children want just to please us and make us happy. So even if they are dying using a certain curriculum, they're drowning in it, they don't tell you because they don't want to hurt you. So I had to like break down all those walls and those barriers. I'm like, listen, I don't care if you don't like this, just let me know. Mommy really want to know exactly what you want your homeschool experience, your education to be like. And it shocked the mess out of me. It shocked me. My son, he wanted more structure. As you guys know, love of learning often starts when children have control over what they study and how. Very true in the Czech Academy. What happened was I sat my son down individually, and then later on I sat my daughter down and talked to them. Okay, as you guys already know, my son has high functional autism. He has dyslexia, dysgraphia. I say all the dys. If you want to know what those are, check out one of my older videos where I explain in detail what the dys are. Dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia. I explain in detail. Just look for the video that said the dys, and it'll explain it in total detail. So I said this to get to the point that with my son, he has a lot of different challenges coming his way. So as you know, we were full on fun schoolers. We're full on fun schoolers, and I mean in every sense of the word, everything fun schooling. But in the beginning, it was wonderful in the beginning. But I noticed as time went on, even though the work was getting done, it was not. It was like it wasn't fun like that for him anymore. My daughter, she was doing it, but she's studious. She'll do whatever, And but I sat down, I asked my son, and y'all know I love fun schooling, fun schooling, fun schooling. I thought it was the best thing for my children. Especially my son. Needless to say, when I had this heart-to-heart conversation with him, you know what he told me? He told me that at a certain point, he stopped liking doing the full-on fun schooling, with everything centered around fun schooling. He said because, Mom, sometimes when you give a child an option to pick exactly what they want to learn and how they want to do certain things, and if you have a child that just really don't have an interest built yet on what they want to do with them, what they want to do, they just pick the bare bones, the bare minimum. To me, he was picking quality books, things that was challenging him, but to my realization, he said he was just picking the bare minimum. They didn't challenge him that much. And so I said, well, Isaiah, baby, what do you need me to do in order to make your homeschool experience better? Now, he told me that having so many different books, even though he liked some of the things with fun schooling, the whole total flipping of fun schooling, he did like some things. But the thing that overwhelmed him was having to handle so many books. So at a certain point, when we was in the beginning, we were just doing a couple of baskets, but then it gravitated to about 8 to 10 baskets. And he said it was just too many options, too many books, that I just started like outsourcing different ones and said, just worry about 4 of the baskets. But then I was like, okay, 3-4 baskets, that's it. We ain't gonna worry about the other ones right now. We can do it next year. But then I didn't realize that when you have 8, at least a minimum of 8 books in each basket, and you have 4 baskets, that's 32 books. Now, if you give 32 books to a child that has dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, oh, that's a lot on them, because they're looking at, I need to complete all these books, no matter even if you don't force them to do every single little thing meticulously, they're still looking at all the books, and it overwhelms them. He was stressed. He was overwhelmed. And I didn't know it, but being that he loved me so much and he knew how strongly I felt about fun schooling, even though it started not being fun for him, he still did it. And it wasn't until I had the conversation with him that I realized that I was drowning him, and it just was not a right fit for him. Now, fun schooling might be flipping to fun schooling might be good for someone else, but for my child, at a certain point in our journey, it became too much. And so I said, well, what do you need, baby? He said, I need something with more structure. I said, huh? More structure? He said, I would like to handle less books and still cover all my subjects I need with less books. I don't want to have 8 books here, 8 books there, 8 books here, 8 books there. I would like to have a couple of books that covers all the subjects that I need so I can really focus and break down the information from just that small amount of books, maybe 4 books, 5 books that I can totally focus on. So say any curriculum can stop being a good fit as the kids learn and grow. And yeah, my son learned and he grew, and it just changed for him dramatically. So I searched for different things and had him by my side. I'm in the same boat as you, Tina. My son needs structure. My daughter wants more hands-on with some challenges. Yeah, that's how my son is. He wants more structure, but yet he loves hands-on stuff as well, and he's a visual learner as well. So at a certain point, I had to realize that my children's journey changed from being about them to being about me and what I like. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw. Because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm doing what public school doing. I'm making them do something that is not working for them. Why homeschool if you're going to make your children do something that makes them miserable? So I start searching for things and keyword. I had him right beside me and I'm like, okay, what do you like? I had like a whole lot of different curriculum and different stuff, different freebies. I just laid out everything on the table and I was like, listen, I want you to tell me exactly what you like, what you don't like, what you never want to see again. I want you to tell me exactly what it is. This is non-biased. You can be totally free to say whatever you want to say, how you feel about these particular things that's out on this table. You let me know what the things that you see on the computer, the freebies and different stuff. You let me know. I'm not judging you. You just let me know. And even if he said, but mom, some of the stuff you spent money on and I just don't. I said, don't worry about the money that I spent on it. This is not about that. This is about you and having a stress-free, enjoyable learning experience. So once he totally felt like that was, let go, he started going through various different things that I had. And that's computer and also books and stuff. And he told me, so true, I'm finally decided to scrap math. You see, I think it drags on too much for them. Yes, Journey. The thing is, he looked through stuff, and as he was looking through stuff, I was watching him. I was really studying my child at that moment because this was not the child from a year and a half ago. And I saw how he changed. And so I said, okay, tell me exactly what you like about this. Like when he put a pile of stuff that he absolutely could not stand, he did not want to do. I told him, now I need you to explain to me in the best way that you can. Tell me why you do not like this pile, because he had a pile that he absolutely hated. He did not want to do it. He don't want to look at it. Then he had a pile that was so-so, and then he had a pile that, yeah, I can do this. I like this. So each category that he picked and he separated himself, I let him tell me why he didn't like this and why this didn't appeal to him. And he broke it down and he explained to me perfectly. And he was like, well, Ma, I don't like this because it's too busy. It's too much going on these pages, because remember, he has dyslexia now. It's too much going on these pages. This is overdone. I just want it straight to the point. He said, this is just the color, the contrast on the paper. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't like it. And the concepts, it's busy. They need to stick. It's not clear. Then he looked at another stack and he was like, I like this because it has visual, it has pictures, and the font is bigger, and they get to the point, but it's interesting. But yet I'm still learning because it has structure, because I have to follow these steps. I was like, wow, are you kidding me? So you mean tell me I've been running around the mulberry bush all this time and the only thing I had to do was ask? So I did the exact same thing with my daughter. And to my realization, she explained to me exactly. So you know what I did? What I could, because the curriculum didn't work for us, that does not mean it won't work for someone else. I'm just telling you my experience. So what I did, I went on to buy and sell on Facebook and sold some of my old curriculum out because it works perfectly for another homeschool family. It just didn't work for us. So, and it was in excellent condition. So I sold it for a fraction of its cost so that I could get the things that my children told me that they wanted in order to make their homeschool experience successful. So what they said and their ideas was totally different from what I saw it to be. And I am doing some adapting and inside work on myself to let it go of what I think it should be, because I did not realize that our homeschool experience I that our homeschool experience I don't know how it did it, but it morphed into my homeschool experience. And it shouldn't be that way. So we're a little bit, I can't say we fall in an exact homeschool style. We're kind of all over the place. We are structured. My son, he wants more structure. My daughter wants more structure. She likes things laid out, checklists. So I have a curriculum that fits that. Also, they love unit studies. They love hands-on. They love projects. They love tutorials, videos, da 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 da. So their whole homeschool experience is centered around those features that they told me that they need and that they like, because they want to feel like they accomplished something. And so they wanted to have something laid out for them. And most of us, when we homeschool, we like, oh, we're going to get away from all that box curriculum. And, I'm always a person that just built out my own homeschool curriculum because I didn't have the money to buy box curriculum. But Andrew Check Academy sent me a whole lot of good things on box curriculums that they absolutely loved and wanted me to try them out. And I love them too. Now I'm like, whoa, this is good. I don't have to do all this planning. And I can just add on different little unit studies. So they told me that they wanted unit studies. They wanted more structure. And they did not want to do the core Thinking Tree journals anymore, where Thinking Tree was the core. Now they will still do in the check hand. I can't read it that quick right now, but I agree with you. They did tell me that they wanted I just forgot because I read a comment and I lost my train of thought for a moment. But at any rate, I gave the homeschool back to my kids because in some way or sense, I took it and didn't even realize it. So my point to you guys today is, if you feel like you're beating your head against the wall, trying to figure out what to do, and you're not in with your homeschool, especially with your children and their learning, let them take the lead on it. Let them have the choice. I know it's scary to let go because I'm a type A personality. Oh my goodness. I'm a type A personality and I need structure as well. And I like to have things in order. So my children learns better with things laid out structure-wise. And I found the curriculums that works to fit that. So my little tidbit or advice to you guys is, if you're beating your head against the wall, trying to figure out what can I do, it just seems as if my children are not happy. They're learning, but they're not happy, or they're not learning well because they're stressed and it brings tears or anger or whatever the case may be. I want you guys to take a breather and just really unbiased, unjudgmental, and just listen to what your kids have to say about how they want their education to go. And I guarantee once you do that, your homeschool will go totally different. I did that, and my son has never made an A plus, 100. He has never made 100 on a spelling test. And I never thought he would because he has such great difficulty being dyslexic with spelling and the sounds and all this other stuff like that. Don't you know when I changed to how he wanted to learn, what he wanted his education to be, my son made 400s on spelling. Who would have thought? My daughter, who has trouble with math, like that's her thing. Like my daughter is excellent in every other subject. Math is her trouble spot. When I switched over to something, trying to do more things the way she learns, more hands-on video, she's doing better. We're still in that learning curve at the moment, but I can see how it's getting better. So don't let all these videos and all this other stuff distract you from your homeschool. Like I said, we're a little bit everywhere. We're a little bit of unschooling. We're a little bit of classical. We eclectic. We pull from a little bit of everything, but our core is we love unit studies. That's what they told me. They love unit studies. They want their lessons to be more laid out towards that and structured. So that's what we're doing at Lakeshore Academy Ideas. Now, that was a realization for me. So I encourage you guys to do the exact same thing. Sit down and talk to your children. When you're picking out that curriculum, have your children with you. Or let them at least see the samples, because I printed a whole lot of assessments or examples of how their curriculum went, and showed them a whole lot of videos and different stuff, and then gave them the examples, and they picked it. And I'm telling you, I'm just amazed. I am amazed. And I feel like this is going to be the best year ever coming up because we have finally found our niche. Every homeschool have that thing, that aha moment. Well, we have our aha. So I want you to have your aha too. I want it to be fun. I want your kids to love to learn, and I want them to grow. And I don't want you to be so stressed out that you just going through the motions and not enjoying what you're doing or making a barrier between you and your child because the learning experience becoming too stressful. So again, this is Tina from Lakeshore Academy. You guys have a great day. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. And also, I may come back and do one more video, but I don't know yet. If not, I'll see you guys a little bit later on this week. Have a great day. Bye.